Well, hello, and who the heck is this guy? My name is Philip Palermo, and I am the newest member here at CordCuttersNews.com, and it's my honor and privilege to be your host today for Cord Cutting Today. It is March 19th, 2020, and here are today's headlines. So, with millions of people now working from home and doing their best to stay indoors and avoid large social gatherings, there's an opportunity there to develop a bit of cabin fever. So today on the site, we thought it'd be a good idea to give you a list of some of the free trials out there that you can try out, since you're at home and looking for things to do and watch. It's a great way to try out services like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, what have you. Maybe there's a streaming service out there that you've been curious about. This is a perfect time to give one of those 7-day free trials or 30-day free trials, depending on which one it is. Maybe it's a great time to do that. Now, in addition to some of the big names that you probably expect to see on that list, like Netflix and Hulu and whatnot, we also have on that post a listing of probably lesser known, possibly hidden gems that you may or may not have heard of. Things like Acorn TV, which has a free trial up to 30 days, and Sundance Now, Crunchyroll, things like that. So you may discover some new content that you didn't know you loved before. And of course, with many of us staying home right now, media companies are kind of scrambling to figure out new ways and new deals to entice consumers to keep on viewing content, reading content, checking out their channels. And case in point, Fox. They have now announced that Fox News will be available to stream without cable for free. That includes FoxNews.com, the Fox News app, Fox.com, and the Fox Now app. And that also includes 29 Fox-owned television stations that you're able to stream through Fox.com and the Fox Now app. And these kind of free periods sort of mirror what we're seeing with some of the larger newspapers around the world. Sometimes those newspapers traditionally have a paywall that you'd have to subscribe to in order to access their content. Now some of those newspapers are offering that content for free, especially if it's directly related to the coronavirus. The thinking being that, hey, we'd rather you know about the latest information and we're not going to worry about subscriber numbers just at the moment. So we'll keep you up to date if more companies opt to offer more of their content for free, and we'll let you know as we do. And Fox, of course, isn't the only media company trying to figure out what to do with its content. One big example would be ESPN, and we have a story out about ESPN acknowledging the need for more programming to make up for the fact that there's really no live sports to broadcast. So we have an executive vice president, I should say, from ESPN that's put out a blog post saying, hey, we're working on getting more classic content. Classic games that you would want to rewatch, like legendary matches, legendary games that you want to check out and relive the experience. Turns out re-airing those is not as simple as just finding them in the archives and then throwing them on TV. There are a lot of rights to negotiate, sometimes on a game-by-game, case-by-case basis. So ESPN says they're working on it because they have a lot of sports-hungry fans that want some sports. And hey, if there's a classic match or a classic game or playoff series that you would love to revisit and relive, why don't you comment down below and tell us what your favorite is. And continuing on a theme of free access during the coronavirus pandemic, we have Sling TV, which has just launched what it's calling Stay In and Sling. It's meant to give us free access to news and entertainment during the ongoing crisis, providing what they say is thousands of shows and movies for the whole family with no paid Sling TV account required. This includes access to things like ABC News Live, which is a 24/7 streaming news channel. You can also get a lot of kids and family entertainment shows and movies, what have you. To learn more, check out Jess's story. It's linked down below in the description of this video, as are all the stories I've talked about today. Check it out. And switching gears real quick, we have AT&T, who this week has announced it's planning to close 40% of its retail locations across the U.S. In an open letter on the company's homepage, the CEO of AT&T Communications described it as a response to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. For the stores that are staying open, the company is saying that its employees will work to respect the social distancing guidelines that are in place to keep people safely apart from each other and keep hopefully keep the virus from spreading as much as it has. And if you're looking for one of the remaining stores, AT&T has a store locator page on its site, and we've linked to it in our story, which is again linked down below in the video description. You can put in your address, your zip code, what have you, and you should be able to find a store that's hopefully fairly close to you. One thing to note about the retail stores and AT&T's call centers is that with staffing being lower than it normally would be, the company is warning that you could experience potentially longer wait times to get service. So please just keep that in mind, whether you're heading out to a store or waiting on the phone. And finally, back to free content, specifically sports. And it's no secret we're missing out on a huge amount of live sports right now. Whether it's men's and women's college basketball, Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NHL. But the NFL has offered up its NFL Game Pass service for a limited time, for free. The service allows you to rewatch past regular season, preseason, and playoff games. And the offer is good, depending on where you are, the offer is good through May 31st in the US and through July 31st, excuse me, for international fans. In the press release they sent out, they listed out a lot of the content you can expect to access, like game replays between the 2009 and 2019 seasons. You can also watch condensed 45-minute versions of these games. So if you want to relive a favorite game but cut out some of the dead time, the slow moments, those 45-minute replays could be a good option. You can also get access to Game Pass film sessions with players and coaches, recent NFL Red Zone episodes, and previous seasons of some of their shows like Hard Knocks, Mic'd Up, and A Football Life. We have more of the details in our story on the site, and again, that's linked down below. Well, that about wraps it up for Thursday, March 19th, 2020. And I hope you enjoyed my first stint here as Cord Cutting Today host, and I hope to do more of it in the very near future. In the meantime, please do check us out at cordcuttersnews.com, and please click like and subscribe here on our YouTube channel. We have a growing and passionate group of fans here, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Until then, take care.